Hello there. This video will go over this scenario. What if Anakin beat Obi-Wan on Mustafar? This fanfiction will play out similar to the movie fight apart from the end. Now before the video starts, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button so YouTube pushes the video out to more people. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. The rules of Mustafar would deafen Anakin and Obi-Wan as their lightsabers would clash. The fight would go from Padme's ship to the control room while they share each saber swing. The fight would continue all the way until they were on the platforms above the lava, and Anakin would realize how impatient he's been in the fight and the fact that Obi-Wan could capitalize upon his mistakes. So Anakin would close his eyes, take a breath, and open his eyes to show Sith yellow eyes filled with rage. Obi-Wan would notice this and be very cautious about the next few attacks. The dialogue would be the same, but Anakin fully embracing the dark side with his Sith eyes fixated on Obi-Wan. Anakin would then jump onto the platform Obi-Wan would be on, and then would fight until Obi-Wan jumps onto the higher land. "It's over, Anakin. I have the higher ground," says Kenobi as he stares at Anakin while on the higher ground. "You underestimate my power," shouts Anakin as he stares back at Kenobi with nothing but rage. "Don't try it," responds Kenobi as he knows what Anakin is going to do. Skywalker jumps and Obi-Wan goes in for the finishing blow but misses, and Anakin stabs him in the back. Anakin's ego would be unbelievably huge after getting Mace killed, killing the Jedi at the temple, and killing his former master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now there are two ways this can go. Anakin could continue to be the apprentice to Sidious, or he could kill the Emperor and take over as leader of the Empire. In this, Anakin with his massive ego would have full belief in his powers and would go to Sidious once he had landed on the planet. "Well done, my apprentice. Now we will rule the galaxy and nothing can stop us." Anakin would look down and smirk. "Me? Nothing can stop me," says Anakin, and before Palpatine could register what he meant, Anakin ignited his lightsaber and thrusted it straight into Palpatine's heart. The Sith Lord dead, Anakin would become the new Emperor, and the first thing he would do is run over to Padme's ship and carry her to Palpatine's shuttle. Now they would eventually take her back to Coruscant, where she would be treated and would give birth with Anakin by her side, believing everything that would be okay. Once born, the two parents would name them Luke and Leia. This would be where the new Emperor's story would start. Anakin would order the construction of the first Death Star, and his command over the galaxy would be strengthened. He would train Luke and Leia relentlessly with little breaks to ensure that they would become the very best that they could be. Padme wouldn't be very fond of this, as she knows Anakin is training her children to become the next rulers of the galaxy. Padme would secretly hate him for what he has done, but she would still carry love for him considering he is helping their children protect themselves, which Padme did admire. Luke and Leia would then go out on missions throughout the galaxy once old enough, but Anakin had a clear favourite, Leia. Her political skills she had learnt from her mother and her passion to constantly prove herself made Anakin want her to take his place as an eventual new ruler. The siblings had a sort of rivalry when it came to pleasing their father, and Luke would very rarely win that, which made him full of hate and anger. Over the years, Anakin would learn new stuff about the Force and also teaching his children all 7 forms of lightsaber combat and the ways of the light and the dark side. Anakin would eventually become so powerful in the Force he could drain life from the planets like Darth Nihilus did, so he could become even more powerful. Anakin would eventually order the creation of more Death Stars and the eventual creation of Starkiller Base, which would be the most powerful weapon the Empire would have that isn't Anakin himself. As he gets closer to old age, he reflects more on his past, his regrets and stuff that he believed he did right. Every now and then he would feel guilty over the death of Obi-Wan, but he would shut those feelings down with what the Jedi hid from him. Padme at this point would either die or would have gone into hiding on a remote planet as far from Anakin as possible, and every now and then she would try and contact Luke. Anakin would use his Force abilities to drain life from planets to keep him young and powerful, but this blinded him of what his children were up to. Anakin would spend a little more time in the Jedi Council chambers, which would have remained the same since the fall of the Jedi. Anakin would sense that one of his children would try to take his place soon, which he was very slowly getting ready for, considering that he for many years has just wanted to stay in control and power hungry. Doors to the chamber would open, but Anakin was meditating well enough he became deprived of his senses. Eventually he would wake up from his meditation to feel a sharp burning pain in his chest. He would look down to see a crimson blade through his heart, just like what he had done to Darth Sidious. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see who killed him, then comment for a part 2 down below, and I'll see what I can do. Please like and subscribe, and may the Force be with you.